WSOU 89.5 FM. I'm Valentino, and I'm joined today with Brian from Gemini Syndrome. How are you doing today, Brian?
Valentino, we're good, man. We're out here playing the shows, doing the thing. Good to see your face, man.
You too. And I have to ask, obviously it's been a crazy year with the pandemic and all that. How is it to finally be on the road again? I know it's been such a long time coming for so many artists, and you guys especially starting this tour. What's going through your head?
It's been good. It just definitely wasn't planning on taking such a long break, and now we're just getting back out there. Kind of feel like on the front lines of the first wave of bands going out there, and a lot of the people, I would say most of the people that are coming to the show, it's their first show that they've been to since the pandemic happened. So that's been pretty cool, just to kind of have that connection with people.
Exactly, and it's like people have been locked inside their house for a full year, so this feels like the first concert. Even if you've been to 100 concerts beforehand, this feels like almost like so fresh because we're all starved for it.
Mm-hmm.
So how is it like when you're performing live, getting into that headspace? How is it when you're on stage? How do you really get yourself hyped up or energized?
It's like riding a bike. It's like that's just when we get on stage, we just do what we do, and there's no other way we know how to do it. So we just get out there, and it really feels that like when it comes to that, it feels like no time has passed, and we're just right back in the groove, and it feels like the crowds are back in the groove as well. So maybe a little bit more grateful before and after. So, but as far as the actual performance, it's just same old.
Yeah, I love that. It's like no one's taking it for granted anymore. It's not like, I'm too tired to go to a show tonight. Everyone's going to a show. It's just very, very exciting. Is touring in 2021 like different? Are there COVID restrictions? I mean, like obviously, the vaccine is like one thing to like a restriction for venues, but like, does it feel the same?
I haven't found anything different. The only thing different is, if you're taking an Uber somewhere, they make you they scan you for your 5G nano box before you get in the Uber, but then once you get there, you're fine.
Yeah. So that's nice though. Pretty much like we're starting to get to normal. You know what I mean? Like we're getting to that point. So I have to ask. Obviously, you've been on this tour for a few weeks now. So far, what's been the craziest stop of the tour?
There's every day has its own personality. We dealt with weather and floods, breaking, and all the good old stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Today's the craziest thing I'm talking to you.
Yeah, and all our New Jersey listeners, again, they're playing tonight at Dingbats in Clifton, New Jersey. Definitely going to want to go check it out. And now it's some very, very exciting news that was just announced, like I want to say 7 days ago, just a week ago. Your brand new album, Third Degree, is announced. 13 tracks. The artwork is available. We can see the track list. How are you feeling now that it's finally out? Or like out, pre-orders live?
Long time in the waiting. We're glad for it to be out there, man. So we've been anxious to get that out. So ready to just have it out there and have everyone check it out and play some new songs on the road.
Definitely. And I know that like this has been the longest gap in Gemini Syndrome. You have 3 years from the first record to the second record, then almost 5 or 6 years from this third one. So you guys definitely did not rush this writing process at all. Everything is there for a purpose.
It's very meticulous.
How was it writing this third record? Because I know bands fear that sophomore slump a lot, but once you've surpassed it and, okay, well, we're a successful band now, how do you go into writing that next record?
I mean, we spent so much time on the road on the first two albums. Like you said, we toured that second album for almost 3 years. And so when we got back and we started writing it, it was just like everything just kind of exploded out of us, all the stuff we were holding back. And, I think we wrote some of the heaviest stuff and some of the most beautiful stuff. And I think we just kind of expanded everything. And, we had a couple old ideas kicking around that got retooled and turned into something really special, like abandoned is something that we had kind of left over from the second album writing process. And we had so much time to kind of let that one marinate. So by the time it came out and got recorded, it was real special. So
that's so cool that like even like a song that was like thrown away on the last record can be reworked and like almost revised to be perfect on the new one. It's like no idea goes to waste.
Exactly. Yeah. Some ideas happen fast. Some songs like Stardust, Die With Me, we kind of write those songs in a day or two. And then some songs like Abandoned Mind, Broken Reflection, those songs take years to kind of marinate and evolve and take shape, and they end up real special.
Yeah, yeah. And I know that first single, Reintegration, was released in 2020. Was any of the songwriting process done in 2020, or was it all kind of finished up before everything went down?
Everything was wrapped up by the end of 2019 as far as recording goes. I think I might have kicked them a couple interludes in early 2020, but all the music was done in 2019, and we were set to put everything out right when the shutdowns happened. So that week we were supposed to take photos and shoot videos, and all got put on pause, and we thought it was going to be a month, and then 2 months, and 6 months into it, we're like, oh, we got to figure out how to release this stuff in the middle of a plague. So
yeah,
we did our best.
Exactly. And I think that it's so exciting to have the record be released right as touring is finally happening and the music industry is opening up again, because it's like, this is probably the most energetic time in music history for years. Everybody's been MIA for a full year now. So it's nice to finally go back into the full swing of things.
Couldn't agree more.
Now, was there a certain song in the songwriting process, in particular for this new album, Third Degree, that sticks out to you as like the longest songwriting process? Maybe the song was just like the most tedious to finish, but you were so proud of it when it was finally done.
I mean, I think that's Abandoned, the song that just came out a couple days ago when we announced the album. We have a video up, so check out the video. That song, conceptually from Aaron, has been being kicked around for probably almost 10 years. And musically, we laid down that very first riff, I would say somewhere around 2014,
Yeah,
So
wow.
It's like that song has had a long evolution, and I couldn't be more happy with how that song turned out. That's definitely my favorite song on the album.
And I can definitely say, yeah, as a fan, it's such a banger. It really, really rips. It's so fun. And I feel like a lot of these songs that we've heard so far feel like they're made for the live setting. Like, I feel like these songs are going to translate so well in front of an audience.
Yeah, we hope so. I think it's just, we try to give that energy.
Is it tricky when, like, and this is just like an overall question for like, as an artist, when you drop a new song, and fans may not know all the lyrics just yet because it came out a few days ago, is it kind of harder to get the crowd hyped up, or is it more of like they're all just the same level of excited?
I think we just encourage people to mosh and jump and spin around, and when they're doing that, I can't read lips, so I don't know who's singing the words right or not.
I love it. And that's what's so cool about rock shows, is that it's a community. You've got those crowd surfers, the mosh pits, that like it feels more like you're engaging with the music rather than just kind of listening to it. Now, in terms of like warm-ups, like what sort of warm-ups do you do, like on the drums and stuff? Like, how do you prepare for the show in terms of like physically?
I mean, it's funny you bring that up, because we just took so much time off that I kind of jacked myself up from playing so hard after taking gap of time off. I did some physical therapy and kind of get a chords in a shot. So I've actually, it's been something that I used to do a little bit. Now I've been doing a lot every day. So I have to like set aside about an hour to like stretch and do some specific exercises and warm up. But we're only a couple weeks in, so hopefully by the end of this tour, everything will be back.
Awesome.
My car needs a tune-up.
Yep. I love it. Well, again, like, I really, really appreciate you talking with me today. This has been like an awesome, quick interview to like really just talk about this show, talk to you guys about this new album. I do have to ask, this record, 13 songs long, it's pretty much of a longer track list than most records. I feel like in the rock sphere nowadays, it's 10 songs, maybe 11 songs. Did you kind of go into this album process with the mindset of, let's write a little bit of a longer record, or did it just kind of happen? You had so many ideas.
Well, we always, we take a lot of time between our albums. So, by the time, it's really hard to to even cut it down to 12 or 13. You know, we have a lot of great stuff that you know, kind of like how we have Abandoned left over for the second album. We have a lot of great stuff left over from this album that's going to be ready for the next album. And, it's always, you know, I'd rather just give someone more and have them be able to soak that in more than, because it's all in a certain time period. So everything evolves along with the song meanings, the lyrics, you know, and even just like the evolution of the songwriting. You know, the Lux is definitely like the birth of Gemini Syndrome, and then like Memento Mori was when we were just grinding it on the road and just like kind of like suffering with on the, you know, making everything like so carnal on the street for them, you know. And then with this third album, it really is like an evolution, like a raising, like a rebirth of all, personally, musically, you know, on the business side of things, you know, the label side, management, like all that stuff just got turned upside down and revamping everything so that we can have a new experience, you know. So I think that's the takeaway from this is this third album is taking the best parts of what we were, turning it on their head so that not only us, but then the fans can have an experience with the music.
Awesome. Well, I know fans like myself are so excited to hear this. I totally get what you're saying. This almost feels like a culmination of like the entire band's history put into these singles already. And I'm so excited to see what you guys have next and, you know, what's next for Gemini Syndrome, this new chapter.
And well, we'll be out there. Like I said, the album comes out in October, and you know, we'll be putting out music consistently, you know, and so just stay in touch and watch it. Hopefully be able to hit all the cities.
I love it. I love it. Again, you guys are in Clifton, New Jersey at Dingbats tonight, and that record comes out October 15th. So all of our WSOU listeners listening into this, definitely, go check it out.
Awesome, man. We'll see you there.